In Module 5.1, we established that professional duties apply to every licensee. In Module 5.2, we learned that possession requires written authorization. In Module 5.3, we clarified that negotiation must respect representation boundaries. Now we arrive at the structural backbone that holds all of this together: supervision. Because rules do not enforce themselves, people do. R428-1103 clarifies broker supervision standards in a way that reduces ambiguity and increases accountability. And as we've repeated throughout this course, when ambiguity is reduced, enforceability increases. Supervision is no longer interpreted loosely. It is defined more clearly, measured more practically, and reviewed more directly in investigations. Clearer supervision expectations. Arizona law has always required designated brokers to exercise reasonable supervision over their licensees. What the modernization did was sharpen the focus on what reasonable actually looks like. Supervision is not passive. It is not reactive. It is not limited to answering questions when problems arise. It requires systems, written policies, transaction oversight, advertising review structure, compensation routing controls. Let's make this tangible. Imagine a brokerage with no written advertising policy. Agents post freely on social media. No review process exists. A misleading AI rendering appears in a listing post. Under clarified supervision standards, the department does not only ask whether the agent violated Article 5, it asks whether the broker had a supervision system in place. Did the broker train agents? Did the broker review advertising? Did the brokerage have written guidance? Supervision now implies structure, not just authority. Document review standards. Let's connect this to Chapter 4. We learned that disclosure without documentation is meaningless. Under R428-1103, brokers are responsible for reviewing transaction files within defined timeframes and ensuring compliance with documentation standards. This is not optional. If a file is incomplete, supervision may be questioned. Imagine this scenario. A compensation disclosure is missing from a file. The agent says it was explained verbally. The broker never reviewed the file until after closing. The complaint arises 6 months later. The department evaluates. Was the file reviewed? Were deficiencies corrected? Was there a system for oversight? If document review procedures are weak, the broker may face discipline, even if the agent initiated the mistake. Supervision is preventative. It is not cleanup. Modern compliance expects brokers to implement systems that detect problems before complaints arise. Responsibility for advertising and conduct. Now let's tie together Chapters 3, 4, and 5. Advertising rules, Article 5, require clarity and honesty. Compensation rules, Article 7, require transparency. Conduct rules, Article 11, require professionalism. Supervision binds them all together. If an agent posts misleading advertising, the broker's oversight system will be evaluated. If an agent negotiates improperly, the broker's training protocols may be reviewed. If compensation is mishandled, accounting controls will be examined. Let's build a full example. An agent posts AI-altered photos without disclosure, fails to clearly identify the brokerage, allows early occupancy without written authorization, promises a commission rebate without broker approval. A complaint is filed. The department does not ask only what the agent did. It asks, what supervision system existed? Were policies written? Was training provided? Were files reviewed? Was advertising monitored? The rule modernization strengthens the department's ability to examine structure, not just individual mistakes. Why supervision is a legal issues topic. This is not just a broker issue. It is an agent issue too, because supervision affects your environment. If you work in a brokerage with clear policies, structured review systems, and defined communication protocols, your risk decreases. If you operate in an unstructured environment, your exposure increases, even if you personally try to comply. Professional safety is cultural. Compliance is systemic. and R428-1103 reinforces that supervision is not casual. It is measurable. A real-world discipline pattern. Many disciplinary cases now follow a predictable structure. Step 1. An individual agent error occurs. Step 2. The department reviews the brokerage file. Step 3. The department evaluates supervision systems. Step 4. If policies are missing or ignored, discipline expands. Clear supervision expectations reduce the likelihood that a small mistake becomes a brokerage-wide issue. How this connects to the entire chapter. Chapter 5 has been about conduct, how you behave, communicate, authorize possession, and negotiate. Supervision is the framework that supports that behavior. Think of it this way. Professional conduct defines what you must do. Supervision defines how compliance is monitored. When both function properly, enforcement risk decreases dramatically. A practical memory tool. If you want a simple structure to remember R428-1103, think of the word system. S. Structured policies. Y. Year-round oversight. S. Standardized document review. T. Training expectations. E. Escalation procedures. M. Monitoring advertising and conduct supervision is not about micromanagement. It is about organized compliance. And organized compliance protects licenses. Transition to the final chapter. With Chapter 5 complete, you now understand how duties apply to licensees, how possession must be documented, how negotiation boundaries function, and how supervision structures protect everyone. In our final chapter, we will bring everything together and examine enforcement trends, complaint triggers, and how the modernization increases practical accountability across Arizona real estate practice. Because in 2025, compliance is not theoretical, it is operational.